G'day YouTube, Warbles on a lot here. Sunday morning, almost 5 to 10. Time for first dog on the moon.
Look, sorry, we have to interrupt this this Guide to Modern Living episode right there because things appear to be happening in Canberra. We're crossed now live to the gates of Government House, where Sunday Extra reporter First Dog on the Moon is on hand. Dog.
Yes, Jeremy, thank you. That's right. I'm coming to you live from Dunrossell Drive, standing here outside the gates of Government House, or Yarralumla. It's in anticipation of the arrival of Prime Minister Rudd. We're expecting him to arrive any minute now, unless, of course, he doesn't, which is quite possible, but we'll report it regardless. Obviously, if he doesn't arrive right away, we're expecting him to arrive after that. But whatever happens, you can be certain that we won't miss a single moment of the action or inaction of the arrival or non-arrival of the Prime Minister here today, or perhaps another day. It's a beautiful morning here in Canberra, James. Interestingly, I was born not a mile from this spot in a little shanty town on the shores of Lake Burley-Griffin. My parents were itinerant labourers, or public servants as they used to be called. Father worked for the Department of Not Finding Out it caused cancer until the 90s. Mother scoured the local ponds for golf balls and sold them back to the Royal Canberra Golf Club. The slums of my childhood, they're all gone now, of course, been replaced with luxury apartments and a juvenile detention centre. But things were different in the 80s. Little did I know I would grow up to waste taxpayers' money on stuff like this. But I digress. Any minute now, Kevin Rudd might travel down Dunrossell Drive to inform the GG that it's time to issue the writs. We're having a federal election, or just symbolism, of course. Anyone important in politics or public life in this country has known the date for weeks. I'm sure you do, Jeffrey, and I'm sure your listeners do too, because you keep them so well informed. Oh, and here he comes now. As it is wont these days, he travels in a grand cavalcade in the style of the ancient Roman Via Triumphalis, the Roman triumph. It was traditionally held to publicly celebrate the achievements of a great leader who had won military success or been victorious in a war, or perhaps had knifed a well-meaning ranger while she wasn't looking. And it's quite the spectacle, Julian. The road to Government House is lined with cheering crowds. They're throwing flowers and holding their tiny children up to be blessed by Kevin as he passes by. Now, leading the parade, as is traditional, are the vanquished. This is a shabby-looking group of manacled people smugglers. And also there, in wheeled cages drawn by a phalanx of angry talkback callers, are quite a few members of the ALP New South Wales Right. And they're surrounded by primary school children dressed as property developers, poking at them with pointed sticks. It's really very satisfying. Now here follows a dozen white bulls who will later be sacrificed, and the Governor-General Quentin Bryce's cheeks will be smeared with their blood. I'm sure she'll be able to change her frock right away. And here is the Prime Minister, Kevin Rudd himself, dressed in shimmering purple robes, a fool's cap manila folder in one hand, waving to the crowd. Kim Carr stands behind him, holding a large palm leaf to keep the sun off the Prime Ministerial skin. His chariot is pulled by a cohort of the most recent boat arrivals, and they're all looking fabulous too. They're all wearing their national dress, which, of course, now that they're all citizens of Papua New Guinea, is penis cords for the men and the traditional merry blouse for the women, who will all later be executed for being witches. Well, you think I'm joking. Now, as they pass through the gates, the media scrum following along behind them are bundled into unmarked vans by security and, with any luck, driven away to be drowned in the lake. Well, we can always hope. So Jennifer, it looks like it's on. Welcome to Federal Election 2013. I'm First Dog on the Moon, and it's back to you, Barry.
Well, there you go. Kevin Rudd still has not announced when he wants to have his election. And That was a bit of an in-joke among the media because everybody got all geared up for an announcement yesterday afternoon, and it didn't happen. Even when Rudderless Kevin did give a press conference, what he gave a conference about was how he's going to have another concentration camp going on to Nauru, because that's his big plan. He's going to get re-elected on a wave of populate or perish white Australia, festung Australia, fear of the yellow peril, inherited ancestral fear of invasion by boat people, because the white Australians understand how easy it is to invade Australia. Don't they, eh? Isn't that right? Yes. Oh. What are you looking for? Huh? What are you looking for? Anyway, warbles on a lot and the Swamp Wallaby to YouTube. Ciao.